Barnstable Intermediate School students helped to construct a new school in Africa. That story on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Tuesday, May 7th, 2013. I'm Sarah Colvin. Bentown, a small town in Liberia, Africa, is 500 years old and has never had a school until now. Barnstable Intermediate School 6th graders worked to raise funds to help construct a school in Bentown. Last night, they presented their project to the school committee.
Good evening, Town of Barnstable. My name is Perry Crovo. Tonight we will be informing you on our beloved Bentown in West Africa. Did you know that every 30 seconds a child in Africa dies from malaria? That's awful. 2 kids per minute. The school we are building will have a big impact on these African children. Currently, more than 30% of women ranging from 15 to 24 years old cannot read. We have helped make a change through our World Service Learning Project, Mission to Liberia. The building of this school will allow many Liberian children to begin the process of becoming educated. Through education, they will begin to learn ways they can bring about change as they lift themselves up out of poverty and change their life. As a result, positive changes for a destitute country and its people will begin. As my classmate Lily will state, Bentown has been in existence for 500 years and has never had a school.
Mike Cambra is the chairman of Mission to Liberia. He spoke to the school committee as well last night about how it was that BIS students came to work with him.
Bentown twice now, and twice during my stay in Bentown, they've asked us to help them with a school because they've never had a school. And in fact, if you look at the pictures, you'll see a well. In the top picture in the middle, you'll see a well. That's the first well they had there. We put that in 2 years ago. So when I was there in February, they trotted out all the kids with signs, please help us, we need a school. So I came back and I started thinking, how can we help them? We don't, on the money that we have specific programs already in place that take a lot of that money. How can we raise money? So I thought of doing a school project, a service learning project with students, collecting money to do one particular part of a building. I said, this is their school, you can see on the screen. That building, by the way, was built by a politician who was running for office, and what the habit is in Liberia is they go to a village like this, a remote village, and they stop building a building in hopes that they would get their votes. And then when the election's over, they disappear. So this building is left in the state that you see it. And so we said, okay, let's start simply with a cement floor. It's a dirt floor. Let's put a cement floor in, and that'll be the start. So that's how Barnstable Intermediate School and Mission to Liberia got together to do a service learning project to put a floor in that school. There's the kids with their signs. A week ago Friday, when they had their celebration and we had the drumming group from Bridgewater come down, I was presented with a check for $2,000. Well, $2,000 in Liberia is more than enough for a floor. In fact, I told the students that because they raised so much money that we're going to forget about that building that you saw on the screen. I'm going to start from scratch. We're putting in a floor, we're building 4 walls, we're putting a roof on it, and the kids are going to have a 20 by 30 one-room schoolhouse for the first time in their history. And it's all because of these guys right here, so they deserve a huge hand.
Students spoke further about the project and talked about what it meant to them to help children on the other side of the world.
Hello, my name is Ariana Roberts. We have done a lot of good by raising money to build a school in Bentown, Liberia. When I learned there hasn't been a school in 500 years, I was shocked, and that just made me want to do more to help. Our school has raised thousands of dollars, and that means a whole school and maybe even a goat farm. Our good stuff sale was fun because we brought in stuff we didn't need or want, and at my house it would have gotten dumped. I also made bracelets. They helped. In the end, I am so happy to be able to be a part of something like this. Helping people gives me a good feeling knowing that someone is going to be educated, someone is going to make a good life for him or herself, and it all starts with BIS, with Change for Change, and with me. One of my classmates wrote, I have learned that here in the U.S. we are very privileged compared to other places in the world. I learned that helping people is a great thing. I also learned that we should be grateful and cherish what we have and not take things for granted. Another of my classmates wrote, I feel all the work we have done is going to a really good cause, and all I can imagine is the little kids jumping, smiling, and excited to learn.
What project means to me is that change is possible. We take so much for granted, like water, food, even just being able to relax. I also learned that one of the dollar can go a long way. My favorite part was Mr. Canberra's presentation. It's my favorite because it really touched my heart and it changed the way I saw the world. One of my classmates wrote, my favorite part of the project is the change for change. Knowing that the people in Liberia are benefiting from our kindness is truly heartwarming.
Barnstable Intermediate School staff also addressed the school committee, speaking about the value of the project to the students.
When we embarked on this African curriculum unit, along with our service learning Mission to Liberia project, we had no idea where it would take us. And in short, it has far exceeded our expectations. From the start, when Mike Canberra made his moving presentation, a presentation which opened the children's eyes to life's realities for the children of Liberia, to our actual study of Africa, and more specifically Liberia, to the study of microfinance and micro-entrepreneurship, to the Change for Change and Good Stuff flea market sale, the involvement and enthusiastic, heartfelt participation of our staff and students has been outstanding. We never believed it would go where it has gone. In addition to all the money raised, more importantly, this unit and project has educated our students so that they are now fully cognizant of what it means to care about others around the world as good global citizens. Through the efforts of our sixth grade students at BIS, the children of a small jungle town called Bentown will have a school. And in the cement floor of that school will be carved the initials BIS.
The sixth graders then presented a check to Mr. Canberra and the Mission to Liberia. Last week, students had told Canberra they estimated the fundraising totals at $2,000. The check presented last night was for $3,500. That's enough for more than just a concrete floor for the school. It's enough for an entire one-room schoolhouse.
It's 20 by 30 because I researched on the internet that that was the typical size of a one-room schoolhouse in the United States. I priced it out, and this afternoon I met with several members of the board, our board, and we decided that as a board we were going to recommend, or as a group, we were going to recommend to the entire board that we proceed with building the entire school. And we decided at that point we were going to have to raise about another $1,000. You can see I'm pretty passionate about Liberia. We're going to have to raise another $1,000, but with this check, we might even have blackboards in there. So thank you so much. You know, as much as this $3,500 will mean to the kids in Liberia, I think even the bigger lesson here is how these guys know now that they can affect the lives of somebody else, either individually or as a group. And it doesn't matter whether it's, you know, something in Africa or, you know, open space in Barnstable or, you know, feeding the hungry or sheltering the homeless. Whatever they choose to do, they know they can do it now because they're very successful at it. So you all should be proud. Your parents back there, school committee, you guys are great. Thank you.
Students and teachers made their presentation in front of the school committee on Monday night. You can watch the entire meeting online at town.barnstable.ma.us. Just click on Video on Demand. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.